Shalom. So let's get this straight. Rabbis are mere mortals, just like everyone else, and they can be wrong. And certainly the rabbis of this generation could be wrong. Even rabbis of previous generations could have been wrong. And there are two fundamental issues here that we could be very well be deceived about. One is, what are the statistics? What are the actual facts of the matter on the ground? What is actually going on? How many people are actually coming down with this virus? Is it a very, very far more people than we are led to believe, which would mean that the death rate is far lower? For example, what about the people who are said to die from this condition? Are they in fact dying from this condition or from some other condition, comorbidity? We don't know that. We are given information we're told is reliable. Well, we don't know that. We didn't see the test. And especially now information is coming out that the tests are not accurate. But because it's in the media, because it's from the government, from the CDC, so therefore we just automatically, all these normies, oh, it must be true. It must be true. They wouldn't lie to us. They wouldn't make a mistake. They certainly wouldn't deliberately lie to us, a lie on such a grand scale. Well, didn't we all grow up with propaganda, education about just how terrible was the propaganda of the Nazis? And what did Hitler say? You can tell a big lie and people will believe it, because people are dumb. They can only believe that the government would tell a small lie. They can't believe that the government would tell a big lie. So what's one of the important lessons from the Holocaust? The government can get away with telling big lies. So if you're smart, you realize the government could be telling you a big lie. Even though it sounds crazy, it does. It sounds very crazy. It sounds very, very crazy. It sounds ridiculous. But it's a fact, and the Nazis knew it. So we should learn from that. We should know that this is a reality that corrupt people do in order to gain power. And unfortunately, the public is naive about this, and so are rabbis, because rabbis are just mere mortals. And even rabbis who are skeptical of government power and government corruption, they can be deceived by a really big lie, a lie that would involve a worldwide global conspiracy. That's something they can't wrap their heads around. That's too much corruption to think could be real. That doesn't mean they're not great scholars. Doesn't mean they're not very insightful, wise, clever people. It just means that they don't have this degree of perspicacity, of insight into the corruption, the evil, the mass deception of which truly powerful psychopaths are capable. They just don't appreciate that. They don't. Just like everyone else doesn't appreciate it. Only people appreciate it, in my experience, are those who are woke to the issue of vaccines, to the way there is a grand conspiracy about vaccines, a worldwide conspiracy to cover up the truth that vaccines cause great harm to little innocent children, and babies, and teenagers, and adults. That is a fact. So those people, they're many vaccine skeptics. They're much more skeptical of anything related to health that's come from the government. They don't fall for this mind control. And the other group, obviously they're mostly overlap, is those who are aware of the truth about 9/11. 9/11 was a big lie to sell us this idea that there are boogeyman terrorists everywhere, and we have to increase the police state so that we can defend ourselves from the terrorists. They're everywhere. Can you tell me one terrorist attack that occurred around him? No. But we've got to protect, we've got to have buzzers, and we've got to have security, and we've got to have all these repressive things. And many of these supposed terrorist attacks, I have no doubt, they were orchestrated by the government. Certainly much less difficult to pull off than 9/11 itself. 9/11 was a grand mass mind control operation to traumatize the entire world into submission to the agenda of these corrupt elites, war, control, and taking away our freedoms. That's right, they wanted to take away our freedoms. Not the Muslims, the corrupt government and governments worldwide want to take away our freedoms. And the same thing is here. This is what we should be skeptical of. We should be asking very tough questions. How do we know the test kits are real, are valid? How do we know we're getting accurate information about the death rate? How do we know we're getting accurate information about the people dying, that they actually died from the disease as opposed to from something else they had? What about all the people who are being told they have disease when they don't have it? And are the hospitals really so overrun like we're told? Many anecdotal, yes, it's anecdotal reports are coming out that the hospitals are not at all overrun. But you won't hear that on mainstream media. You only hear that the hospital's overrun. We've got to shut down all the schools and shuls and everything because the hospital's overrun. Can I go to the hospital and take a video? Oh, no, it's privacy, confidentiality. It's a violation of privacy for you to do that. You can't, if you can't prove your claim and an independent journalist can't go there and confirm it, well, it's very suspect. Don't blindly trust anyone. Be skeptical. Understand that anyone can be manipulated, can be used, can be corrupted, or just be deceived. God bless.